Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about the map legends again on a physical map this time. And those map legends talk about land elevation and water depth, and that's really important to know with maps. So let's take a look at my document camera. So for just the purposes of showing you guys, I am on page 84 and 85 right now. I'm looking at an Asian physical map of Asia. Since a lot of this top stuff is just water, I'm going to move it down a little bit. So the important part here is the map legend. That's going to tell us how to read the map. So we've got all these colors on there. What do those colors mean? So when I look at this, it has a scale bar, which helps me figure out how many miles each section is, or how far from distance A to distance B, things like that. It also shows symbols for national capitals and really large populations. And then it shows international boundaries. So it's showing where each country has a border. So with that, the more important piece for today is the land elevation and the water depth. So green is going to be a low land elevation, such as 0 to 656 feet. It's also the same as 0 to 200 meters. If you notice that dark green color, so the color that's really close to the ocean, if you look all along the edge of the continents, basically wherever it touches water, you're going to have that dark green color. Because where the land meets the sea, it's going to be its lowest point. So as the land elevation gets higher and higher, we've got light green, yellow, orange, a dark orange, and then red. So a good example of the red is the Himalayas. Through here, in fact, the highest point on Earth, Mount Everest, is shown right here. So these are a really high area within Asia. You'll see the same thing on the other continents. That red will be the highest points. And then, as you can see, a lot of times it gets lower and lower as it goes towards the sea, or certain countries have pretty low elevation. So India, most of it is dark green, light green, and yellow. So really, they don't have many peaks that are above 3,280 feet. So the same thing goes for the water depth. We have a really light blue when it's less than 656 feet deep. We have a medium blue, and then a dark blue for really, really deep water. And it's really not that dark of a blue, but the darkest of the ones on the legend. So as you can see, when it's really close to land, it's that light blue color. It's not going to be very deep. Even around these islands, look, there's not very many deep parts at all. So in between here and here, the water is really not going to be any deeper than 656 deep, even though there's quite a bit of distance in between those islands. And then as you get farther and farther away from land masses, it usually gets darker and darker. So you can see like a medium blue and then this dark blue. And then where there's islands, like over here, you can see how it gets lighter and lighter, and then there's like small land masses. So that's the important piece to remember, is that these represent land elevations, and you can always look at your key to see what height it represents, as well as what water depth each color represents. So as you're working on your assignment today, I want you to pay attention to waterways as well. So water is always going to flow from a high point to a low point. So you're really not going to see water start in a green and try to move up towards the mountains, right? It's always going to flow down. So keep that in mind as you're working on your assignment today. All right, that's all I have for you today. Just pay attention to elevations as you're working on your assignment, and I think you'll do great. I look forward to seeing your work.